Okay, so we are back. Well, I am back anyways. And I'm doing another wash cycle thing. Oh, I just got a notification about my own stream. That's kind of funny. Okay, so let's start washing. Which one is it? Yeah, there we go. But first, let's see if I can do effects. Oh, I still can't do effects. Okay. So, I think I watched that, did I? I don't remember. But, anyways. Oh. First, we're going to do all these. Hang on. All these. So, yeah. And I don't know if I'll be joining tonight just because it's late at night, so. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna get in my Foca powder. Yeah, that looks good. Right about there. I meant to say it yesterday, but it's been a long time since I've used powder. Since the last time I used powder, before I actually got the Foca detergent. Back then it wasn't even Foca that I... Oh, hey. Back then it wasn't even Foca that I had. It was like a different brand. I think it was a Dollar Tree brand. I think. Oh, hey. Whoa, 19 views already. Nice. Okay, so... I was thinking of doing normal on cold for washing my clothes. Yeah, I'm washing some of my clothes. I was thinking of doing normal on cold, but what cycle do you guys think I should do first? Okay, bye. So does anyone have any requests for any cycles for me to do? For the first cycle on the stream? If not, I can just do normal on cold. Super spin? I don't think that's a cycle on here. Oh, normal. Okay, normal on cold. So your request is exactly what I had on there. Okay. Mm. I see that on there. Oh, hang on. Let me get that on there. Oh, back up to 22. Nice. Okay. So I'll connect my hose through there. That's the drain hose, by the way. I would have used the fill hose, but it's not big enough to actually stay on there. So I have to use the drain hose because it's bigger. What surprised me, though, is that it doesn't always make that clicking sound. Probably it does that when it's been watered. Yeah. Okay. Okay, normal on cold wash. Here we go. And again, I'm not sure if that powder is actually an HE detergent, so. Because I didn't see an HE label on there, so. I'm not sure if it's even HE. I tried to find the Foca liquid, but I couldn't, so. Least I could do is get the Foca powder. It seems that some of that powder is still just stuck in there. I wonder why. Oh, got some powder down in there too. Okay, so I guess it senses powder. Yeah, I guess it senses when powder is in there. I think it only does those short pre-agitations when there's powder in there, because it didn't ever do that when I had sheets in there, so. Actually, I wonder if it senses that on liquid too, actually. I'll have to find that out if I can find the Foca liquid. The powder, the Foca powder detergent, like the stuff that is in here. That's from here. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Turn on that heat. Oh, it's already on. That's my, one of my other washers, by the way. It might look familiar to those of you who have watched the videos of it. I'll show you the inside again. it looks something like that. Okay, so that's that washer. I might try to do more videos on that washer sometime. Actually, I wonder if there's a test mode cycle on there too. I don't think I ever ran that if there is one. Although the Mega one might be more advanced. That's the Mega one. That's the regular size one, that one's Mega. Okay, it's filled up to max line. So, let's get that thing going. Yeah, yesterday, before that stream I did, like after the Darks one, or actually it was after the Fluffy Cotton one, when I accidentally over sudzified the washer. Like, I just put in like half a cup of that powder in there, and then like the suds just went over the top, so I had to have the lid closed, and like I did open the lid sometimes, but then the suds would just come leaking out. And then a few weird things went on. The cord was touching that, so like whenever I tried to turn on or off the water, it just kept shocking me for some reason. Probably because of the suds lock, but yeah, that suds lock is gone now. The very big suds lock that I did yesterday. Although it looks like it's suds locking again now. But hopefully won't suds lock as much as it did yesterday when I used half a cup of that thing. Yeah, that thing was just full of suds yesterday. Oh. Okay. Oh, I just realized I forgot to turn on my headset. I put it on, but I forgot to turn it on. I think that connected. Yep. There we go. It was taking a while to connect, so. So yeah, looks like it kind of looks like it's gonna do another stud lock, but I don't think it is because I don't see the studs building up anymore. Although I do see the water color changing to something like red or pink or something, probably from the color of the clothes, because the clothes just kind of just leaked into the water.
Yeah, yesterday, after I got the Foga detergent, that powder stuff, on the first load I did using that stuff, I actually like used half a cup of that thing and I poured it in, put in my load, and then the next few minutes I know the suds just went over the top of it, so I had to close the lid. And then some really weird things went on, like that cord was touching that, and whenever I tried to fill it, it just like kind of shocked me, like elect. It just gave me an electric shock through the faucet, which I still don't get how it did that. Then again, it was probably suds lock. Yeah, that thing can be wild sometimes, but yeah, it gets kind of funny when it splashes everywhere, cause like it reminds me of those open door videos that they have on YouTube channels, like Appliance Ace. He actually did like three of them now. One of them is live. Well, not like live right now, but like one of them was a live stream. Yeah, the other two were premieres. The first one was on April 14th, 2025. The second one was on January something 2026. I don't remember exactly what day it was though. I do remember watching it on the day it came out though, like after the premiere, because as it turns out, I was actually asleep during the premiere, which I didn't even know he was gonna make a second one. Because at the end of that first one, he did say, "Do not request that I do that on any other cycle. I am never doing that again." Which then brings me into surprise that he actually did a second one. Yeah, the way he did it in the second one, it's like way more prepared. Like just covers the whole floor in towels at the beginning. Of course, mine's not covered in towels, but like Wade had his floor covered in had his garage floor covered in towels, so it wouldn't splash everywhere when the water splashed from the front. Because 100 is a oh, okay, the 8900 is a front loader, so yeah. My 3600 is also a front loader. Oh, water splashing on my screen from the washer. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's probably gonna do that cool down fill thing again, like it always does. Very soon, anyways. Yep, I knew it. Whoa, this is splashing on my hand right now. Although now that it's doing the cool down fill, it's probably going to be splashing even more now. because it's doing the cooldown fill while agitating, so it's probably just gonna splash even more now. Yeah, because the higher water level means it would splash more. Yeah. That's pretty fantastic. The washer? Oh wow, it's my mega version of that washer. It looks a little bit different from like the outsides and also the insides because the agitator on that one is three splits and that one has 4 splits. So I'm not sure what to call them, so I'm gonna call them splits for now. And that's the end of that main wash. So time to drain. And yeah, you can see that water looks a little pink from in there. Probably from the clothes. Yeah, because their color could just happen to get into the water. So I'm still seeing powdery suds, powdery bubble suds. Still seeing some powdery bubble suds in there. Bubble suds. That sounds kind of weird. Oh yeah, that thing's really drained. Yeah, now on to the first intermediate spin. But first I'm going to clean out that filter because I do not like fur getting on my clothes. And I won't know where it goes if I don't clean it out because I just know just by how many cycles it's done it on, including the normal cycle, which is what it's on, that it's actually going to do a spray rinse. So, yeah. It does that on most cycles, but yeah. Oh, wait. So that, get that fur off of me. Again, I just did that spin thing just to make sure it stays in place. Okay. Now to get that thing going on the intermediate spin. We might have to do more than one, depending on how many rinses we might have to do. Usually I only have to do one. Cause yeah, that machine does auto rinse, so like that's the thing where it like just rinses until it gets all the soap out. So yeah. And if it's like really sudsy, it'll do like what's called a filtration rinse, which is where it just keeps the inner drum in there and spins the whole time in one direction while filling. Kind of similar to what the filtration rinse is like on the LG WM 3600, 4000. Well, I should say WM 3600 because there's an M in there. So the 3600, 3500, 3400, 4000. I still got to look into the 6700. The LG model that's easy to dispense. which LG's easy dispense is going to be the same thing as Washamator's auto dispense. So yeah. Plus, it does detect imbalance like all washers do nowadays. Especially the LG ones. Those are the best ones. Yeah, I'd always recommend an LG just because they always had the best stuff and they're known for making their washers last very long. Yeah. Although my old Frigidaire, even though it was a belt drive, it still lasted a good like 13 years. 1 year, which I wasn't around. Yeah, because they got it like a year before I came around. So really 12 years of my life really 12 years of my life that we had it, but like 13 years I think overall that they've had that Frigidaire front load washer. And now we've had the LG for about, again, 4.25 years. Okay, intermediate spin, here we go. Oh, wait, spin mode. Intermediate spin, here we go. A little bit shaky. Let's see what's causing it to shake. Okay, that one's only mild shaking. So, all right, let's try that again. That is much better now. So yeah, I could see the water draining out from the hose as it spins. And again, that water is like very pink or something. Okay, just gonna let that spin and drain for now. Of course, it's gonna do a spray rinse at the last minute of the intermediate spin. Usually does up to 30 seconds of that spray rinse before it like stops and then lets the other 30 seconds go and then starts up the actual rinse. I think I'm gonna do a filtration rinse on that one, so yeah. I'll turn on the filtration rinse. There we go. Spray rinse, here we go. Oh, I'm not gonna let that fall again. There we go. We got a spray rinse going. Okay. Hang on. Got a little fur on my hand again. I don't know how. But yeah, I'm going to do a uh, face reveal. No, actually, I can't. I just prefer not to. But I'm still the same. I'm still the same animator that you know. The one that has those plans for the washamators. I'm still the same one. And had those LG machines and stuff. And washamat. All that. And the animation, of course. Can't forget the animation. Okay. So here we go. We're going to start filling. Of course, leave it on spin mode for the filtration rinse, which means we have to have the lid closed. Because on spin mode, it won't work if the lid is open. Here, I'll show you. I set the timer there. It's on spin mode. I open the lid. It just stops. And it continues again when I close the lid. Safety feature, I think. But yeah. Yeah, the open lid spinning only works on wash mode, which is where we have to have it go in both directions. So yeah. Turn it back to spin mode, it will just only spin when the lid is closed. And also spin mode only spins in the clockwise direction, by the way, as you could tell. And off mode just does nothing at all. Like off mode right there won't spin if I have the lid open or closed because it's just off. But yeah, anyways, let's get to the filtration rinse. So let's see if I can get a good angle on that. Or is it? Yeah, that looks just about good. So let's see, 5-minute rinse. It'll seem like a spin because it's filtration. Turn on the cold water. Oh, yeah, my screen might end up turning sideways a little. Yeah, as you can hear, the water is filling up in there now. You can actually hear the water swirling around in there. So there's that water. Hope that didn't. I'm just gonna put it on the other side of my. Okay, and it's turning sideways again. Oh, okay, that's probably a better angle. Nope, not a better angle. I could still see the mirror. Oh, stop giving me that. Oh, there we go. That's better. Now we can't see the mirror. But why is it still? Hang on. Oh, come on. Hang it, gravity. The washer looks cool. Oh, thanks. It's my. It's just about the biggest portable washer I've had. I like to think of it as an LG just because of how good it is. Yeah, and as you could see, it's filling really high because it's a filtration rinse and it always fills up like above, like somewhere above the max level. So, yeah. Yeah, luckily that's cold water, so the machine isn't like fogging up or anything. That only happens if I use warm, hot, or steamy water. Cause like it's mainly just the steam that like makes the whole thing fog up, and then we can't see the insides except through maybe the left, the front left and right sides, but not through the top. And if I wanted to see an intermediate spin having the lid open, I would have to like somehow just hack into the safety system that the washer has, but I have no idea how to do that because I've never done that before. So yeah, it stopped filling now just to make sure it doesn't like overfill the whole thing and just start leaking out of the lid. Because like if it overfills, it'll like just kind of start leaking out of the lid, like through about right here. I've seen it happen before. I think I caught that on camera a few times too in my streams. So yeah, all you could see from these sides is the water swirling around. Although from here you could actually kind of see some of it. Well, through here you could see some of that clear view in there. And it has stopped and it's full of suds. Okay. That's going to be a lot more difficult than I thought. So, just as I thought, we're going to have to do more than just that one rinse. Yeah, and filtration rinse, unlike on the washer meter, how that one's only going to do one filtration rinse, that washer just does filtration rinses for every rinse if you have it on. If you have the filtration rinse setting on, it will do filtration rinses for every single rinse for that washer specifically. I've seen it. I've seen it before. Okay. So now let's watch it spin again. You can see that water draining out of there again. And that thing does really good at extracting water. So yeah, that load we're gonna have to do more than one rinse because you could clearly see the suds in there after that filtration rinse. So yeah, the remaining suds from the Foca powder, which again is that stuff, the blue powder that you see in that you saw in that container, and the stuff that got stuck, well, partially stuck inside of that thing, which is where I like take that thing, take like a little scoop of that and like put it in the washer. Yeah, I might try to do a full cycle, just leaving that inner drum in there. One day I might do that, but it will require me to keep it on spin mode for the one direction, because if I put it on two directions, it'll just start to slip off the agitator after going in counterclockwise. So yeah, like when it's full of water, it'll just start floating off the agitator after a counterclockwise. So yeah. Plus, I'd also have to keep the lid of spin on there the whole time. So yeah, another spray rinse. Here we go. It's gonna be a really short one though. Really short spray rinse, since it went just under a minute when it started it. Spray rinse. Okay. Let me just shake off my hands really quick. Or actually just use the one towel that I have, which is a blue one. Or actually, yeah, that green one is dry too. What am I gonna make for Mr. Chloe's birthday? It's Monday. That's a good question, actually. Like, do you mean in like animations or something? Or like something else? Like animations or like a washer special or something? Maybe animation. Hmm. I'll see if I can actually work on that. Like maybe after the stream, I'll start working on that. Because I do believe I did save all of our characters in there. So yeah. And oh, I caught another fur on my hand. Oh my god. I keep catching those. Another rinse cycle. Filtration rinse again. Yeah, that's a perfect balance. Okay. Yeah, again, I like to think of it as LG because it works really well. Just like how an LG would. I mean, it is a belt drive one, but it still works really well. Yeah, that's one of those types that uses like a shorter belt and like a shorter distance motor. So like it doesn't like really shake a whole lot. It just keeps the whole thing steady in one place. Plus having the inner drum separate from the agitator and just being able to attach it, that is a lot easier. Oh, and we could see the water starting to get into the inner drum again. What surprises me though is how that washer has to always go crazy on the rinses on self clean, but that one doesn't. Although it's probably because that one is a larger one than that one, so yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, I hope that water is rinse water now. I mean, I hope it looks like rinse water. I hope we don't get as much suds in there at the end as we did this last time, because on that first rinse, there were a lot of suds in there. So, based on what I saw there, though, it might be a while of rinsing. Oh, I better stop the filling before it overflows and, well, not really overflows yet, but leaks through here, like I said earlier. Yeah, but that thing has a really good timer and a really good selector indicator. End of that filtration rinse, and oh, it is still full of suds. But I don't see as many as last time. That's the second rinse. We will have to go to a third rinse, possibly even a fourth rinse, but we don't know yet. So again, that looks like a top loader's waterfall fill. I call it a waterfall fill because the way that those top loaders fill, it makes it look like a waterfall in there. Like those top loaders, like those Kenmore ones, I think. I think the old GE ones too. It's just gonna keep draining for a while. It'll spin in like a while. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to end part 1, and I'm going to do it on a separate part 2. So I'll be back shortly.